Paul Pogba. A real mystery in football because when this man had his first stint at Juventus, he was regarded as one of the most talented players of his generation, with potential to become one of the best midfielders ever, being known for his power, pace, but also his skillful elegance on the ball. And last year, Paul Pogba made a return to Juventus, but it's nothing like he used to be, as Pogba has been plagued with injuries ever since his return. And a few weeks ago, it was announced that Pogba would be suspended from playing football after failing an anti-doping test after Juventus' 1-0 win against Udinese. So how the hell did we get here? Well, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look into how Paul Pogba got here and how he went from a world-class talent to an injury-plagued footballer. Paul Pogba was born in Lagny-sur-Marne in France, which is seen as quite a deprived area, and was raised by his Ghanaian parents alongside his two older brothers, who were both pro footballers. And Pogba picked up the game of football pretty quickly, playing for his first team at just 6 years old, and Pogba immediately showed coaches and scouts his talent, being known for his strength on the ball but also his sublime technical ability and his all-round game. And after 7 years at Roissy-en-Brie, Pogba then moved to Torcy, but would only spend one season there before getting an offer to move to his first pro club, Le Havre, where Pogba continued to show his talent and even ended up captaining them in his second season. But to Le Havre's surprise, Pogba wouldn't be sticking around for long, announcing to the club that he would be leaving to join Manchester United. But if things went a little differently, this move could have never happened in the first place, since Le Havre felt betrayed by Pogba, as Pogba had signed a non-solicitation agreement, which basically meant that Pogba couldn't talk to any other clubs until his contract expired. But after a legal battle between the two clubs, the Frenchman officially signed for United's academy, where Pogba continued to play well, getting 7 goals in 21 games, which is great for a central midfielder. And very quickly, Pogba's talent was soon realised by the higher-ups at Man United, and he quickly made his way through the ranks, being promoted to the reserves, and then to the first team, coming on at half-time in United's 3-0 win against Leeds in the League Cup. But Pogba quickly became frustrated with the lack of opportunities at United. Having made just 7 appearances, the Frenchman knew it was time for a move, which is what happened in August 2012, after Pogba was officially announced as a Juventus player, and things were looking good for Pogba, playing the full 90 in his first game against Chievo, as well as getting his first goal in a 2-0 win over Napoli. So to be honest, things were already looking better than his United days, and Pogba had a very impressive debut season in Italy, expressing the same qualities he had from his academy days, as Pogba was given the freedom to roam the midfield and advance into the attack, with Italian legend Andrea Pirlo covering him, and Pogba's qualities and the squad around him meant that he won his first league title in 2013. And in his second season, Pogba quickly became a vital part of Juve's starting 11, making the most appearances out of every Juve player that season, as well as becoming arguably their best player, helping Juventus win another league title. And Pogba's talent was soon starting to be recognised on a global stage, leading him to win the Golden Boy Award in 2013. And of course, Pogba's performances at club level meant that he got an opportunity to represent his country in the 2014 World Cup, and had a decent tournament, getting an assist in the 5-2 victory over Switzerland, as well as getting a goal and man of the match against Nigeria in the round of 16. And despite France being knocked out by the winners Germany, Pogba still impressed many fans around the world, earning him the tournament's best young player. And going back to Italy, Pogba was even better than before, winning the Serie A and Supercoppa Italiana twice, and becoming the youngest candidate for the Ballon d'Or award in 2014 at just 21 years old. And Pogba would also go on to represent France again on the international stage, as he was selected in France's 23-man squad for the Euros 2016. And after a shaky start, Pogba impressed on the international stage again, scoring and assisting in France's 5-2 win over Iceland in the quarter-finals, as well as getting an assist in the semis. But unfortunately for Pogba and France, it was heartbreak again, after losing 1-0 in the final against Portugal. But Pogba's name was continuously being mentioned all around the world by many, and in 2016, Pogba would make one of the biggest moves in history. But before we get into that, if you guys could do me a massive favour and hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. We're trying to grow the channel as much as we can, so any support is appreciated. So, in August 2016, Pogba signed a contract that made him the most expensive player in football history at the time, after Pogba was signed for a fee of 105 million by his former club Man United.
I'm back.
So I doubt you'll be surprised when I say expectations were high for this man. And despite some expected criticism for the world's most expensive player, Pogba had a decent first season, making his debut in a 2-0 win over Southampton and getting his first goal in a 4-1 win over Leicester, as well as winning the Europa League under Jose Mourinho. But the season after that, things just kind of went downhill, and to be fair, it was quite hard for Pogba, considering he was played out of position most of the time, with United playing Pogba as a deep line playmaker instead of an attacking 8 where he thrives the most. And Pogba was also struck with a few injuries, tearing his hamstring in a 3-0 defeat against Basel. And very quickly, Pogba fell out with Mourinho, and soon saw the likes of Scott McTominay being favoured ahead of him. But there was still some hope for Pogba after he was again selected to represent France, this time in the 2018 World Cup, and formed an incredible duo with N'Golo Kante, who allowed Pogba to thrive with the ball and contribute to the attack. And after an incredible run with France, Pogba got world glory, becoming a World Cup winner after France's win over Croatia in the final. And with a new manager at Old Trafford, Pogba saw a revival in form, having his best season ever statistically, getting 16 goals and 11 assists in all competitions. But unfortunately, this type of season wasn't to be repeated again. Pogba suffered many injuries whilst at United, keeping him on the sideline for ages. And even when he was in the squad, Pogba struggled to find form. And with constant criticism from fans, Pogba was now a shadow of his former self. And after a fairly mediocre time in the Prem, Pogba would leave England and make another move across Europe, going back to his old club again, returning to Juventus for the 22-23 season. So it looks like this is a fresh start for Pogba, back at the club where he was at his best, in the hopes that he can find form again and become the player he once was. But again, it just didn't work out for Pogba, as after just 15 days at the club, he suffered a terrible knee injury that ruled him out until after the 2022 World Cup. And to be honest, I don't really have anything to tell you about Pogba's return to Juventus, as he just had injury after injury after injury, and like I said at the start, Pogba has now been suspended from the game of football after failing an anti-doping test. And you know what, this guy's career is a real mystery, full of highs and lows, and it's really hard to pinpoint what actually went wrong. Because yes, he did suffer with injuries, but a lot of the times he's bounced back and showed his quality. And to be honest, in his prime, it wouldn't have been crazy to say that he could have been one of the best midfielders ever, because the guy had just about everything to his game. And to be honest, for me, in my opinion, he kind of reminded me of Yaya Toure. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but to be honest, it's sad to see where things have ended up for this guy. It looks like it's another case of unfulfilled talent. What do you guys think? How good could Pogba have been if he met his true potential, of course? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you have enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here. And thanks for watching. This has been Discussing Ball.